I'm just here at Liverpool training ground. I'm here to meet the manager of the moment, Arne Slot. I want to find out how he's got his team firing on all cylinders. And I'm going to meet one of his stars this season, Mr. Curtis Jones. Let's see how they're top of the league.
Brilliant ball through, and what a finish to follow.
Arne Slot's Liverpool win again.
What's that in your cup of today? Coffee or?
Mint tea.
McAllister shooting, scoring, Anfield explodes.
This is going to be serious, as if you're in a movie. This is something we don't have in Holland.
Glenn Hoddle will be like having kittens about this. Like, wow.
The best player in the world when he's down the line.
Arne, thank you very much for coming in. I know it's early for you, before training, but between the lines, we like to show managers a few little sequences in their team, and then you reflect and you kind of give us your opinion on what you see. Did you know any of these stats?
Not exactly. You do know if you've been around the team for half a season, you do know we don't face a lot of shots, and it's definitely something we've highlighted also in the beginning of the season, that we wanted to be better in defense, concede less chances, concede less shots, concede less crosses, and it's good to see that we did this.
I don't think many people would have expected you to be having stats like this and be top of the league and be going so well at this stage. What has been the biggest factors for you?
I wasn't scheduling like a first place or a second or a third place. The only thing you want as a manager is implement playing style as fast as you can. The good thing was that I was selected because playing styles were quite similar between me and Jurgen, so I didn't have to change a lot. We could just build from what's already been done here for so many years, and yeah, some players maybe have a bit of a better season than they had last year, and when you look where they were last year, when they were now, it's not a complete surprise that we are up there in the league.
Well, this is 2 games into your pre-season, and I was looking at it and thinking, wow, there's a huge change immediately, some patterns of play. But how important is this role in your team, the number 6 role? You see here, you play with 2 6s, and you see them here. There they are, in those positions. Curtis, Jones and Gravenberch. How important are those roles for you in the way that you want to play?
They're important to me, but they're especially important to our attackers. We think we have attackers that are really special, the front 3, and we've got 5 or 6 of them. So the only thing we have to make sure is that these players come in promising positions, having the ball a lot, and therefore you need 2 6s that can bring the ball towards them. So now here you see Virgil with the ball. I think he's one of the best, maybe the best player who can bring the ball towards the midfield. And then with Maka and Ryan, we have 2 exceptional players who can bring the balls to Mo, to Lucio, to Cody, to Darwin, to Jota. And therefore, yeah, we've chosen to bring in 2 players that were maybe a bit more attacking minded in the past. So Maka played a lot of times as a 10 for Brighton. Ryan always played as a bit more offensive midfielder. But they're so comfortable on the ball. What
did you see in those players, though? Because obviously he was in the market, it seemed, for a defensive midfielder in the transfer window. That didn't materialise. Was it you thinking, right, it's a gamble? Because I'd seen these players, like you say, play higher up for their teams and in more 8-10 positions. But what did you see in these 2 players that made you feel that I can actually get them in these areas, we're here to receive the ball, and still be as effective going this way?
Yeah, no, I prefer them to get the ball behind those 2.
Okay.
And therefore these 2 are so important that we can find them behind those 2. And instead of asking the ball over here or there, we prefer them to keep them a bit more in midfield. I even think the player that we wanted to bring in, I think it's out in the open that much, was also a player that was really comfortable, is still a player that's really comfortable on the ball and can bring the ball from the last line to our forwards. This is exactly what I mean.
This is it. Yeah. Doing that is like, wow. But we were seeing him do that in high positions.
Don't underestimate the ball from Virgil as well.
Playing it on the right side.
On the right side of him, right timing. So bringing these 2 forward, then find them. And this is a special quality Ryan has, that he can turn away from his man. That he is one of the few holding midfielders, pivots, the way you want to call it in this country, that can create an overload by a dribble. Mostly these players pass a lot. Ryan is good in passing as well, but to create an overload by a dribble. You don't see this many times as a number 6. This clip, he wins the ball back.
Yeah, exactly. And I think, again, that maybe would have been something that he was not concerned about. He just didn't know he could do it. But he seems to have a smell for where to be in those defensive positions as well.
Yeah, I do think the strength of this team is that we defend with 11. So, and he has 2 centre-backs behind him that help him a lot. Virgil in the Dutch language, of course, to make clear to him. Yeah, the great tackle. I showed this back then as well.
Again,
but what you do know when you look at him, he has height, he has long legs, so he can run. And mostly in football, it's about these tackles, what stands out for the fans.
But also, I think in this clip, a centre midfielder, a lot of the time, does that.
Yeah.
A lot of the time, he notices that Trent has kind of moved out here to this player, and there's an area now that he has to take care of. I think that's a difference sometimes in those centre midfielders when they get pulled into the back line. I think that I've been really impressed with him in that sense. He comes across, reads it well, doesn't get sucked out.
Yeah, everybody was, including me, a bit surprised how well he does also when he is there in the duels. But because he has this height, he can run, and I think defensive work is mostly about running, just bringing numbers behind the ball and make sure that centre-backs are not exposed or whatever.
Another impressive player I'd like to talk about, doing not bad this season, is Mr. Mo Salah. How impressed have you been with him? Everyone knows he's a good player, but working with him at close quarters. And one thing I just wanted to point out before you do talk about him individually, these type of runs, that's all I see, especially around Mo Salah, which is creating these types of gaps, these distances. When you've got the best goal scorer in the league, when you're creating those gaps for him to have more time and more looks, he's going to get more goals and chances.
No, definitely. What makes him special is that he can take the 1v1 on, but he has also a great pass. So the timing of his pass, not like this.
Look at that.
So it's very difficult to defend. So if we have inside runs or opposite side runs, he's the one that can pick those runners. But if you, again, great. I think it's Connor, isn't it?
Yeah.
This one, yeah. So he creates the 1v1 for him. So if Connor stays backwards, then he doesn't have the 1v1. And now again, he takes this player out because he makes the inside run, I assume.
Again, 10 yards around that area.
And because of this run from Connor, he creates this 10 yards. Because if Connor doesn't make the run, he can be already closer on him. Now he can
2v1.
Yeah, and now he can receive the ball, and Mo can do both. Can bring these crosses in. He can pick the runner if Connor or Trent goes inside, or he can take the 1v1 on.
This one I like as well, because
this is Trent
again, exactly. You knew already. But again, this is tighter space. This isn't as much, which is tighter still.
But the good thing is that we find Mo from these positions. So can you
go back
a bit? So if he receives the same ball from here, maybe this fullback can be tighter on him. But if we play the ball first through the middle, that's why we need the players like Maka and Ryan, because we want to play through the middle. And if you now find him here, he has an open touch.
These type of players.
Yeah. That we want to position our players there where the likes of Virgil and Ibu and Ryan and Maka find these. Now he has an open touch, and now you want, again, great inside run from...
Also this run, if you keep an eye on this run here, and what he does to him, who becomes an integral part of this play, what I love about this, and it's the small details that I love here. And are you working on, so you're training the defender, all he's thinking about here is Trent and where he's running to. And his motion goes with Trent, which then gives Mo opportunities, options. And when you give someone like him these options, it's crazy.
Alexander-Arnold getting forward in support. Salah goes on! That's special, isn't it? What a player!
He's so clinical, and he just feels like, okay, I have to hit this ball in the best possible way, and his whole body is ready to hit it in the best possible way.
Is he doing that in training? Is he like an animal in training like that?
When it comes to finishing, he definitely is. So during the session, if you do finishing or after the session, he always wants to do some shooting. Then he is an animal, he always wants to compete, so he always brings players with him and says, okay, let's make a game out of this. Who scores most? If it comes to 11 against 11 and it's in between 2 games, I wouldn't say he's an animal in work rate, but he's doing just enough to be the best possible version of himself during the weekend.
And you see this here, this graphic here is crazy. These guys played in 42 game calendar. This is in 4 less games, and his trajectory is like blowing everybody out of the water. Just to look at, with all the news just going on surrounding him, as a manager, how do you think about someone like Mo Salah, with the impact he has on your team in terms of goals and assists? How do you think about long term, about like what if he isn't here? How do you replace somebody like that?
For me, it's most about the short term and making sure these players keep doing what they do, offensively and defensively, and trying to get him indeed to that position. But therefore, he has to stay fit as well.
And that's a lot of luck, preparation, etc. And another player who's been firing on all cylinders this year, I think, is Trent Alexander-Arnold. He's been fabulous in terms of definitely creating chances. But he's played from a more conventional right-back position this year. What's been your thinking of that? Because a lot of teams, and Trent last season himself, a lot of teams are playing the fullbacks in these positions, especially out of and in possession. What's been your thought process?
Can you stop? My thought process is that these two are incredible in these positions. So I rate them higher in these positions than Trent. Trent is good in this position, but I rate them higher. And Trent is the best player in the world when he's down the line. So his crosses are incredible. So I have to make sure he's either here on the inside when he receives the ball from where we can cross it in, or he's close enough to goal to have a shot on target, or he crosses us in here from the side. So he's good centrally. We saw this with the England team. He was okay to good, but he's special for
in these
me
areas.
On the side.
It's crazy. This is my argument I've had with a lot of people. Like, why, if he's the best at right back, why are you going to change him from that position? And especially with the ball, he's so great. And he sees pictures in the game, and sometimes he actually ends up in these central areas anyway, just through play, and he's in his endeavour.
No, but I think you want to have him also for the last pass. And if he's in this sixth role, in the double pivot role, I think that's more for players to bring our special players that can change the game on the ball. And I want to have Trent in those positions.
This type of pass, I don't see anybody doing this pass, man.
Yeah.
Glenn Hodder will be like having kittens about this. Like, wow. What's impressed you most about him?
His willingness to improve. So when we started working together, I emphasized also a bit on his defensive work. So he had to keep producing the numbers in assists and goals. But if we wanted to be the team that conceded less shots, he had to improve a bit in defending. And I've shown him that he's able to do so if he puts enough effort in. And sometimes, like the United game, which was an exception this season, it seems to lacks a bit of effort in some moments. But if he's just on top of his game, he's a very good defender as well. But his thing is then consistency. So we've spoken a lot about him, about consistency in training sessions, in games, because he's been quite long at these clubs. He sometimes trains or has played games like, it's another one from the 200 I've already played, or all these sessions I've already had. And this is where we've worked on, and I think we can see the progression he's made.
Gravenberg. Alexander-Arnold. Oh, it's a stunner.
Your management style, I think it's so refreshing to hear a manager come out and really talk openly about his players when he talks to them personally, but also as a collective, and be very honest and open. And I really kind of appreciate that as somebody in the media. Just on that point about communicating with your players, when they've been here a long time, like Trent, or not even a long time, but when they have a game, they've been so consistent, but then there's a game where everybody then gets on top of them, like Trent did after the Man United game. What is then your role and the way you approach that player after such a game?
I think it always depends on where is the player himself. Does he need a bit of love, or do I need to be hard on him? And in this situation, I think he needed a bit more love than telling him what he had to improve. That was clear for everyone, but it was also clear, and I said it in the press also, that if you have one bad game like this and you got so much criticism, probably tells you how
your level is.
Yeah, how your level is.
Well, listen, Arne, thank you so much. Really appreciate your insight, and again, good luck for the rest of the season.
Thank you.
Thank you. All right, take care.
Pulled it back for Jones.
Where are you at? How you doing?
Me and Trent needed to get it a lot more than everybody else.
Brilliant finish. Improvisation from Curtis Jones.
Hazard, as a footballer, is he better than Mo? In my opinion, yes.
Curtis, this is Between the Lines. And listen, I want to get into you talking about how you're doing this season, but also how you've got to where you are. You man know about data now and stats. Do you know about this stat?
I'm looking at that now and I'm thinking of where I play and on the pitch and how it is in there. It's hectic and that. And yeah, it's tight.
So all
and
the other
stuff,
names on here, the common denominator is they're all centre backs.
Yeah.
And the players with probably the most time on the ball in the game. You're getting the ball in the tighter areas, more traffic, and still coming out with that type of stat. That's crazy.
Yeah, that is good.
I can see the smile. I can see the smile.
Yeah. I mean, it's probably a stat that I've never really thought about. I'm somebody who I've been criticised and stuff, in the past, that I take a lot of risk on the ball as well. So it's not as if I'm dropping into like the back line or I'm going into a full back space and stuff like that. And I'm keeping the ball easy. I like to find myself in the areas where it's tight and a place where I can take more risk and stuff. So yeah, I'm happy with that stuff actually. Yeah.
It's mad. Remember when I see you in a restaurant in Audley Edge a few years ago? Are you where you thought you'd be now at this point and playing in a position that you feel is the best position for you? I
just knew, I just need a chance in a good run of games and just to feel the love from the staff around me. This season has been the one where I've had a big, it's been a big change. I just seen it as a fresh start.
What else has this manager brought to you that maybe wasn't there before?
But I feel that he appreciates me as a player and the stuff that I do. He came in and now in the way the game is, as everybody is judged off how many goals and assists that they have. And I feel a little bit hard done by at times when I played really, really good, but I'd been outshined by lads who score goals. And that's just the way it is. You got Mo, anytime he wants, he can go and score too and things like that. So there's been times when I've actually had it out with Mo, being like, I'm better than you, but today
Give me the man on the match award. You shouldn't.
I got the goals. That's Mo's argument, but I got the goals, which is a fair thing. But yeah, the thing is now with Slot and his staff is he knows lads who are good with the ball. He knows lads of how much that we do off the ball as well. So I think he appreciates me as an overall player, I'd say.
Jurgen Klopp obviously coached you at 21s level and with the first team recently. When you got your debut, and we have always conversations and I love hearing about who's the best in the camp, who's the young players that's doing bits. And he said, listen, Curtis Jones is high level. Obviously
it helps when you've got guys around you, the coaching staff as well, and I'm around a bunch of lads who are world class and they help you out as well. It allows me just to go and play free.
Let me just get you another graphic before we look at some clips. There's seen an improvement, a steady improvement, obviously a little dip second year, but it's an improvement and a dip again. But what's been the significant key factor for you getting to this one kind of goal or assist every 2 games, it seems?
I'm growing in myself, and I'm not going into a game and thinking I have to score or assist. It's not, if I don't score or assist, then the next game I don't play, and that's what I felt in the other times. Kind of I had to take my chance within the hour or so, otherwise I was coming off the pitch and I might not play again. So
that's something that a lot of people that watch the game and haven't played don't understand, is that pressure going into a game when it is that one chance in the last 6 games that you're getting to go in, and the manager might say, there's no pressure, go and play, but deep down, I have to do something.
Exactly, yeah.
He's going to make me pick him.
That had always been the thing here, whereas now I feel that I'm also, I'm getting more goals and assists, but I'm also doing more than just goals and assists. So, if I was showing that back then maybe I would have played more games. That's football and that's how it is. I'm going to play a load of games. So
you can't be the best player every game.
Yeah.
I mean, as much as you want to, and you're going to try. But this is some of the clips of you, and I think that again you've been crazy impressive here driving. Just the weight of pass, man. The choice of pass, but the weight of it. Yeah. Your intensity to get up the pitch and get in and around it.
Yeah.
This is my favourite. It's one of my favourite assists of the season, you know that, this game. And there's been some great passing, but this one I like, yeah. What I like here is it's almost, the disguise, you're looking here, but your other eye is on this guy, and that space there, that little space in behind there.
Yeah.
But the way you open up your boot, man, your knee, the meniscus must be under a bit of pressure. The way you open your boot up here is beautiful. It's a great pass. The weight of it, the timing, execution, and then the finish caps it off. But you must be, when you're watching stuff like that back, you must be sitting there thinking, do you watch your clips?
Yeah, I mean, I see them and stuff, and then, here now the club have got a thing where like we'll have a guy that we'll work with, and he will show us our clips. So they'll be calling us in that all the time, and they'll be showing us all our clips. So that helps as well.
Do you watch clips of like obviously yourself because you're learning and that's part of like a revision almost?
Yeah, but I like to watch other players now.
Who would you be watching? Old players or current players?
Old players. The ones I like to watch, the likes of Zidane for me is the prime, and
I love
it's
him.
for everybody. But again, that's more than just goals and assists.
Yeah, what are you watching when you watch him?
You know, it's the stuff that he does on the pitch. It's about composure and stuff. He never seems like he's rushed or anything like that. But my one, and I know this might go a little bit left with our fans because the comparison is always there. But Hazard.
Is it?
Hazard's the one, and I know we compare with Mo all the time, and I've been into it with Mo. I say as a player from who I seen from a kid when I loved the game and I was studying the game and I wanted to be like a player. I feel like it was Hazard was the one who every game I'd watch him, I was just like, wow, that's football.
So you'd rather watch like a Hazard than even like a Gerrard or someone like that?
Nah, because Gerrard is my like. I can't hear the wrong word about him. Like he's to me it's like overall like. If I could be like a player, then it would be him. I feel like we play in a different way, but if I could have what he has in terms of, his pressing, his tackling, and then on the flip side of that, how we can drag the team with him and just become like the main one in the team. Plus he's a scouser and he made the team his and things like that. And that's the other side of the game that I want. And
do you have much contact with anyone like Stevie?
Yeah. He's somebody that I know I'd only have to text him and he'll text me back and he'll help me out and stuff. But even though we don't speak every single day because we've got our own things and stuff, it's always nice that he speaks about me and if I need anything, then I'm always there and all things like that. So that's nice of him. Yeah. What
are your kind of long-term goals now to become at this football club?
I think it's goals and assists, and I think that's the way the game's gone. I'm not saying the game's gone in terms of it's gone. That's just the way it's shaped out.
It's mad because Hazard, your guy you love to watch, probably didn't think like that.
Exactly.
Did he?
Exactly, yeah. But then that's why now I wouldn't say he's disrespected, but he might not come into certain talks that he should. And it's sort of talk that I've had with Mo and all the lads is kind of like, as a footballer, is he better than Mo? In my opinion, yes. But who would you rather have in your team? You're going to say Mo because he gets you the goals and the assists.
I'd pay to go and see Hazard first.
Yeah.
But if I'm going to pick a team to go and win a game, I'm picking Salah.
For sure, yeah. It's as simple as that, yeah. So I feel, man, now is like, I feel with how well that I can play in games, I feel that if I can add more goals and assists, then I'll come into different talks. And it's exciting as well, because I'm 23, I've still got a long, long way. And yeah, I'm happy now that, that I'm in a team and I'm getting the love and stuff around me. And I'm able just to go and play and enjoy it.
How important are the likes of the experienced players, the players you say always play, like the Virgils, the captain, Mo Salah, those experienced individuals in this, how important are they for somebody like you coming into this team?
Massive, but I felt more of them when things weren't going right. Hendo was one who was huge as well for me a lot along the way. He guarded me great as well. And he texts me and that's still now.
Well, listen, Curtis, good luck, man. I really appreciate you coming in and being as open as honest as you've been, man. So good, man. Good luck.
Thank you so much.